Welcome to The Price is Right. Today we're going to work out if you are training hard enough with your hard sets. We actually play sorry, I've come off a massive weekend. Alright, I'm starting again. But we actually need The Price is Right. Welcome back to The Price is Right, where we find out if you are training hard enough with your hard sets. Today we have 3 competitors playing a game of Are You a Little Bitch? First up, Jamie B is going to be hitting an AMRAP on the pendulum. The reason we're introducing this video like this is it's a game show because we had our intern coaches in last Wednesday and the lesson was how to pick your RPEs, because we know hard training is probably the answer to getting progress in the gym, but how hard is too hard and how do we know when we're training hard enough? So we use this little game with our clients. So we're going to introduce it to you today, and Jamie will be the first one on the pendulum. So let's head down the back of the gym and let's go.
It's my down week. My coach does them as a reload sort of thing. So we keep the intensity high, just pull back the volume. So I'm actually prescribed this. I've got 1 set at last week's top set for an AMRAP. So what I had was, I did a 3x8 at 4.5 plates, and I called that an 8 RPE. So we're gonna see if I'm correct or not. I reckon I'm incorrect. I reckon you can always go harder. So we'll suss it today. Suss 250. So I should hit 10 for this AMRAP if I was accurate in previous weeks.
So some things that may influence, is that tied on, man? This is fucking swinging all over the fucking place, man. So a few things that may, obviously, especially with Jamie here, we can't really say if he's accurate or not from the previous week, because it's a whole nother week down the track. We've pretty much got a new Jamie in front of us today when compared to last week's Jamie. But we know that for the most part, performance within training should be somewhat consistent week on week. Yeah, we accumulate fatigue as the weeks roll on in the training block. However, we should be somewhere in the ballpark. So although this may not be as accurate as we want it to be, with myself and Didier, the next 2 competitors, competitors in the game, we probably will be a bit more accurate. But a few things that may influence how hard your training feels in the session, in the moment, can be that accumulation of that acute fatigue from set to set. It could also just be your general arousal. If you have people yelling at you, calling you a mutt while you're deep inside that set, you may actually be able to get more reps out just by nature of being aroused or a higher peaked arousal level. There are a few things that could influence it. However, we should be calibrating our proximity to failure, understanding our RPEs. Pretty much every session, every set, we should be thinking to ourselves, was that hard enough? Am I training above an RPE 5 or 6? Or whatever is prescribed. So these AMRAPs are a fantastic way for you to recalibrate depending on the movements you're doing. Wouldn't recommend an AMRAP on every movement, but machine-based AMRAPs are fantastic, especially if you've got some support around you to make sure you can fail safely.
3 weeks into the cut, 2 kilos down, could influence RPE. But also, I'm competitive and I want to beat the shit out of last week, Jamie. So I reckon I'll smack 12 reps? 12?
I didn't see the last week's set. Knowing Jamie though, he doesn't really bitch too much. I'm gonna say it won't be accurate because now it's a competition for him, but I reckon he'll get more than 3 more than last week.
As a bystander in this thing, I reckon Bouz gonna get 12 reps easy.
Easy! Moderate single.
Knees aren't cracking, you aren't working.
It's the motto.
Can I just quickly do one thing as the game show host? So last week we did 8 reps at an RPE 8, or Jamie called it an RPE 8. This week we have an AMRAP. Let's find out, is he training hard enough?
Hey, yep.
Boys, come on! Yeah, nice!
Up quick, good. Nice, man. Yep. Easy. Come on, come.
Come on, boys, you got this.
Hard, yeah.
Come on.
Go with more, come on. Up, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Go, boys, come on, get up.
Hard. Come on, boys. Down,
Go, get up, come on.
Come on, boys.
Hard, yep. There's more, there's more.
Come on,
There's
more.
more. Hard,
What do we hit?
9. I overshot last week. Bouz is training hard enough.
Congratulations.
You win the show.
He's training hard enough. How does it feel?
I'm the sickest all time.
Look, that's fucking G'd me up, man. I'm gonna hit this head on the assault bike, see what happens. Nah, fucking hell. Just a man.
So, we're pretty anal about plate stacking and strength culture. This would generally be illegal, a double 1.25. However, when you're working in, when you're being a bit more efficient with our limited amount of equipment, slapping some little ones on's all right, just to work it as a team a bit more. So this would be a 20 banger, but instead we've got a little, yep, all right, we got it, yep, we're not done, one more, yeah, fuck, that was tough. Look, there was a bit of assistance from my erectors there, but we gotta do what we gotta do.
We're going up. This is me not knowing my potential.
Oh, man. Alright. No, natural lighting. Don't. Nah, no cuts. Don't look at me. Oh.
I was too ambitious.
Don't you have this book? They need more padding in it.
I'm ready. The content is still nice. Push hard. Come on. Come on, hard.
Failure's okay if it means you were trying to make sure you were training hard. Enough.
I wasn't good enough for Didier. It's okay.
Do you train hard enough?
Do I?
Yeah.
Always.
You all know the answer to that. I don't know the answer. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Alright, as part of today's game show, we're going to try something else. We've been talking about it behind the scenes, but I'm going to do it right now. We're going to give away cash, hard-earned cash. $50 for one person who shares this video on Instagram and also shares an AMRAP set of them training hard. It can be any movement in the gym, tag Melbourne Strength Culture, and also share the YouTube video, and you could win $50 cash. I'm giving it away. It's in your court, the ball's in your court. And the cash might also be in your court. Cash falling, cash. Woo! Cash.
The boss has gone absolutely bonkers. He's giving away $50 cash.
Up next, we have the next competitor of the game show, Are You Training Hard Enough? We have Didier Vasulio.
Oh, hey. So I've got a bit of incline machine press in the neighbourhood of 2 bangers a side. See if I'm training hard.
How many reps are we looking for?
About 8 to 12
8
region.
to 12 rep range. Yeah. We're going to hit an RPE 8 somewhere along the line.
We're going to go 8, 10.
All right.
2 sets at 8, last set at a 10. See if I'm actually hitting 8s. If you could just use, I'm gonna fucking.
Are you going for an RPE 8? All right. Alrighty, so we've got the microphone set up here because we are a game show. Up next, we have our second competitor of the day. We have Didier Vasulio, aiming for an RPE of 8 with the incline press machine. Let's go. Take it away, Didier.
I'm here to win the Alpha Romeo.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10.
RPE 8. Lock it in, Eddie. RPE 8.
We have locked in RPE 8. We'll come back in about 10 minutes time to see if he was calibrated with his RPEs. Is Didier training hard enough? You tell us.
Put the fucking mic up.
So with Mr. Bouziotis' attempt, we could expect to have a little bit more of inaccuracy because he was using his last week's performance as the gauge to what he could do today. And if you've been following along our content, we love RPE because it helps us manage the ebbs and flows of training. Whereas today, I'm doing it all in one day. RPE 8, RPE 8, RPE 10. So you'd hope I'd be more accurate.
Sublingual absorption increases the bioavailability of the caffeine. Under the tongue. Linguistic. Sublingual language. Bioavailability is the availability of the compound to do its job. Caffeine stimulate me.
It's like absorb and utilize.
I've done 2 sets, 80 kilos, 10 reps, 2 reps in reserve. That's happened twice now. So we're cooking with gas. If I get 10 reps, 11 reps, 12 reps, we're in the correct neighborhood. If I get 13 reps, 14 reps, no good. We don't want 13 or 14. It's okay if it ends up being 11. It's okay if the last set's harder. We don't want the last set to indicate that this was too easy. That's what we're going for. Hard RPEs all the time, all day, every day. Track.
See what we go. Let's go, Diddles. Come on. Nice work. Come on. Come on. You gotta get one more. Let's go. Push, push, push. Yep.
We've got a winner. Oh,
Jackpot. So that's an easy game you can play with yourself or your mates to see if you're training hard enough. Work yourself up to an RPE 8, as we saw here with Didier. And on the next set, aim to hit a max and see if you are actually calibrated with your RPEs. We wouldn't recommend doing it on exercises like squats and deadlift. Maybe save it to machines where you could fail safely. Even dumbbell presses would be good. Cable flies or pec flies, curls, extensions, lateral raises, all those movements where you can fail safely, we'd recommend. Just a reminder, we actually are going to give away $50 cash if you did want to play in the game show. What we require is for you to share the video along with a hard set of training to an RPE 10 and tell us if you're training hard. We'll choose one person at random via Instagram. We'll get your bank details and we'll send you $50 cash for playing along with Are You Training Hard Enough? Thank you.
it'll be brutal. If it's not a 10, you're not getting the $50.
The two people that won the codes last week have not messaged me on Instagram. Quantum_lifting. Could you please message me? I commented back in the YouTube comments. And yeah, if you don't, they'll be going to someone else.
Crazy. Done.